What's going on, guys? In this video, I'm going to talk about the new regulations against texting and how this is going to affect us in the wholesale business. Stay tuned. So you've heard that the laws are changing with respect to how you can send texts, what those texts need to look like, and the volume of text messages that you can send out to sellers to find potential wholesale deals. And yes, you are right, there is some new legislation coming down the pipe. A lot of this legislation hasn't really been enacted yet, and it's not definitely being enforced, but you need to learn how to pivot so that you can adjust your lead generation techniques to fall in line with the new TCPA compliance guidelines. So what does that all mean? Well, guys, for large users, so for companies that are sending out 10, 20,000 texts a day, this is definitely going to be something you want to listen to. They are absolutely restricting that capacity. They're going to need you to have an actual opt-in before you can send a message to a homeowner. And that's a big problem, right? Because if we're reaching out to a homeowner for the first time, how the heck are we going to find an opt-in? So a lot of people are actually starting to table their text message campaigns and they're going back to cold calling. Guys, there is nothing better than picking up the phone and calling somebody, although I know I've clowned cold calling quite a bit in my ads, and I personally hate calling people that are just like random out of the blue asking them if they want to sell their house. However, because of these guidelines, you're gonna need to start getting more familiar with those calls. So guys, cold calling, it's been around since the phone was invented. You just get used to it. I think that if you are using a direct-to-seller model for your wholesale business, you're definitely going to need to become familiarized with cold calling again. Now, if you are cold calling, you should be using a good dialer to do so. So I personally love the batch dialer. If you haven't checked out the batch dialer, do yourself a favor and check it out. In fact, you can get a free 7-day trial on the batch dialer platform by going to www.batchdialer.com/Jamil. That link will be in the comments, guys. Go click on the link and sign up for the Batch Dialer 7-day free trial and check them out. Load up a list. In fact, you guys all know my favorite list. It would be high equity, absentee owner, age of the owner is over 40 years old, and the house size should be over 2,000 square feet. Download one of those lists from Batch Leads, skip trace that list, and load it up into the Batch Dialer and start having a good time calling motivated sellers. That is a great lead generation technique. Now, the TCPA guidelines for smaller users, if you're say only sending out 1,000 or 2,000 texts a day, my understanding is you won't be required to prove an opt-in. So if you're a small user and you're only sending out a small batch of text messages every day, this shouldn't really affect you. However, as guidelines really get stricter and as enforcement gets stricter, you want to make sure that you're being really careful to follow all of the rules that the federal government is putting in place. So as these things get more strict, again, like I said, just get comfortable with the dialer, get comfortable with cold calling, but also find other ways to generate leads. You see, in my Astro Flipping program, I talk about some really awesome ways that you can get out and find deals without actually having to talk to sellers at all. How cool is that, right? Now, I'm gonna give you the high-level versions of what I'm talking about. The first thing is leveraging relationship with other wholesalers. That's right, wholesalers that are doing lead generation have access to deals, and a lot of times, those wholesalers don't have access to buyers. So if you're leveraging and creating new relationships with wholesalers, you can have access to a wide variety of inventory that your buyers might find interesting or may want to purchase. The second thing is building your network of real estate agents. This is where I cut my teeth in this business. If you've ever heard my story, you'll know that when I came out the gates, I came out with a flurry and I contacted every single real estate agent in Phoenix, Arizona. A lot of those agents are still working with me, and that's what allows me to do 60 to 80 transactions every single month without spending a dollar, not even a dollar in marketing. That's right, guys, I don't spend a dime on my marketing. I don't do any cold calling. My team doesn't do any pay-per-click, nothing like that at all. All of our deals come from other wholesalers or real estate agents. So if you're stuck in a world where you're constantly trying to text homeowners to see if they're interested in selling, or you're absolutely terrified of getting on a phone and cold calling homeowners, then you should check out these other awesome lead generation techniques in my Astro Flipping program. You can also find the link to that at goastroflipping.com. That link will be in the description as well. I hope this information was valuable to you, and if it was, do me a favor, smash the like button and also subscribe to my channel and share this on your platform so other people can get this information as well. And I would love to hear from you in my comments. So leave me a comments about your thoughts about the TCPA guidelines and what that's been doing to your business and how you're pivoting to make sure that you're still able to get motivated sellers and do wholesale deals. Until next time, guys, see you in the next one.